So we have another episode in my w211 E63 AMG today, guys. And if you've seen my other videos, then you must be like really puzzled and you must be thinking that, wait a minute, his car did not have panoramic sunroof. How the heck did he get a new car? And you would be totally right, because it's not my car actually. It's one of the viewers' car of the channel. He lives in Massachusetts and he got w211 E63 recently. So he brought his car for review and we're gonna go out and meet him. Hey Maurice, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Elvin?
Good, good. Hey, thank you so much for bringing your car and congratulations on your beautiful and awesome w211 E63. Check this out, guys. It looks amazing, doesn't it? And it's almost identical to mine with few differences in options, but we're gonna review them and go over them soon. But hey, how do you like it so far?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good? Yeah. Start it up, man, like rev it up a little, let us listen.
Okay, let's go.
Awesome. Hey, that was amazing. Do you know if the exhaust is like, has been modified in any way?
No, that's stuck.
That's stuck? Yeah. That's awesome. I for some reason I thought it sounded a little louder than mine. Tell me more about the car and how did you decide to buy it and why AMG? Just like tell us all about it.
Okay, guys. So I got into the AMG. I used to have a E320 2003 because I used to go to Germany. So I started loving the car. So one day I saw this nice car passing on the highway like 230 kilometers per hour in Germany, and I say, wow. That's beautiful. So then I start researching about the car and I got in love, and I think so this is the right time to get it. So I got it.
Awesome. So looks like you've been a Mercedes car for a while. You said you had another Mercedes in the past, is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, so what Mercedes have you had?
I had a E320, how I say, 2003, and I had a C200 compressor that I brought from Germany, 2003 as well.
Good. I mean, those are awesome cars, but AMG is like top of the line, and there's nothing like an AMG. So was it hard to find a car? And did it, like over here in Massachusetts, as far as I know, we don't get too many of them. So what was your experience with like actually looking out for the car and finding one in good condition?
Yes, it's kind of hard to find this car in a really good condition, how they are both. And yeah, I was looking for about 3 years because I didn't want to go that far, and finally I found this car on Car Gurus, if you don't mind.
No, free advertisement for them.
Yeah. So the car even didn't have the pictures, so I called the dealer, and the guy, he was so nice, he sent me the pictures. He said the car is not detailed yet, but I say, no, I like it, I'm gonna go and check it out. It was a Saturday and I went Monday, and I say, that's it, I got it.
Nice. So if you don't mind me asking, how many owners have it had before, and how many miles does it have on it?
So this car is one owner. It has 88,000 miles. So it's a clean Carfax, no accident.
Nice, nice. That's amazing. And I assume you have like extensive service history?
Yes, I did a 10-day warranty. So it's just for 6 months to see how it goes, and then I'm gonna do it for 4 years.
Cool. I mean, honestly, his car looks very clean, and you know, it does look like a car that has been taken care of, and we listen to the engine, and there's nothing like, I don't hear any rattles, anything squeaking, and it's pretty clean under the bonnet as well. And I think this is such a great scene, guys, like having this hoods open and looking at this magnificent M156 engines. Do you know if the headbolts have been replaced? I know like the viewers are gonna be wondering about it. That's like made up problem associated with the M156. I know that you guys are wondering about it. So yeah, like just so everybody knows, do you know if the head bolts have been done?
I don't really know. It doesn't show on the Carfax. The owner, it looks like he had his own mechanic. Might be done, might not, but I will check it out later on.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen my head bolt replacement video, click on the link on the top up right corner, and I'm also gonna leave the link in the description. I did head bolts, I replaced head bolts in my engine, and they came out just fine. I mean, they had some surface rust, but I did it just because the internet, had made it like blow up this issue out of proportions, and I got so scared that I replaced them. I think it's a smart decision not to replace them until they show any signs or you start losing coolant. Let's hope that it's never gonna happen, but if it happens, you want to replace it then rather than doing it preventatively just like me and spending so much money. All right, so looking at the Carfax of the car, do you see if there's anything that's been replaced or fixed by the previous owner?
Yes. When I went to get the car, I asked the guy about the air suspension. So he pushed the button, went down, nice, pushed the button to go up, and then the pump sounds, kind of going and on and off. So he replaced the whole pump.
I see. So he gets the car, he goes to check the car, and he sees that the pump is kind of like running and trying to bring the car up, and that was a smart thing to pay attention to, because air struts may leak, especially these cars are, what year is your car?
2007.
2007. So the car's like 13 years old, and something that leaks, that holds air and that holds such a heavy engine and such a heavy car, and it leaks once in 13 years, to me that's acceptable. And so he paid attention to it, and he got the owner, like the seller, to fix it. Anything else that you could see from the Carfax that was replaced?
Yes, the owner, he did all the transmission flush, brakes flush, all the maintenance. It was good. It was kept good.
Nice. Well, transmission flush is very important, guys. You are supposed to flush the transmission every 40,000 miles or 60,000 kilometers, and many people don't do that, but it's a good preventative maintenance item that you want to do. And looks like the previous owner of this car haven't had as many issues I've had with this car. And if you haven't seen my reliability and cost of ownership video, where I talk about 2.5 years or 2 years of ownership about my own car, check the link that I'm also gonna drop in the description, and it's gonna pop up on the screen. Yeah, I've had some transmission issues and a few other issues such as the air strut here and there. This car has been well maintained, and not too many things show up in the Carfax besides regular maintenance items, correct? Keep up that good work. Replace your oil often. Don't replace it every 15,000 miles like manufacturers suggest. I replace oil in mine every 4,000 to 5,000 miles, and I add a bottle of Ceratec each time. It's a very great lubricant from Liqui Moly, and I highly recommend it. All right, guys, let's look at his engine for a second. And his engine is done by, I don't know if you guys can see, someone called Ali, no, it's actually to the, Ali Kos, and this M156 has been built by Bonders or something like that. One thing I find funny is that it's always hard to read these plugs, but just look at it, guys. It looks so clean, doesn't it? You can see there's no leak of head cover gasket leak, nothing, and the whole on the trunk area looks clean. Sorry, where was the original owner from? Is he from Massachusetts?
No, he had the car in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Oh, okay. Honestly, like for New England car, this car looks very clean. I mean, we get like tons of snows and you know, salt in the winter time, so the car must have not been driven in winter times. That's why the under the bonnet area is so clean. Let's talk about the interior. You can see that, you know, interior wise, and the door trim is identical to mine. It's the same burned walnut or whatever they call it. The seats appear to be in great shape. I'm gonna do a quick seat restoration video soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to see that. You know, we can see that there are some wrinkles on the leather, but there is nothing. I don't see any like cracks or scratches. So it's in great shape. And in terms of interior and options, the car, like if you compare it to mine, it doesn't have Parktronics. That is so stupid. I think that, you know, that option should be standard on AMGs, but the way Mercedes gives us options is weird. Sometimes they want you, they make you to pay for everything. I mean, you're buying an AMG, come on, Parktronics should be standard. But what this car has that my car doesn't have, and check this out, it's so awesome, are the panoramic sunroof. You can see that the roof is, I hope you can see, guys, that the roof is kind of like black because it's all glass, and it just looks amazing. Like on a silver car, like if you compare this to, you can see that the silver car with silver roof versus a silver car with black roofs, the panoramic sunroof looks just awesome. Question for you, you know, they say that sometimes the panoramic sunroof may make some like rattling over the bumps, and you know, that has been seen as a like a kind of like factory defect by Mercedes, and some cars were affected. Do you have that problem?
I don't have any.
You don't have that issue?
No, it's panoramic up and good, close good.
Nice.
And it doesn't sound like when you hit a pothole, it doesn't sound.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right, so we are going for a ride, and so far I'm not feeling any difference between this car and my car, and I shouldn't, you know, it's exact same car. But I mean, like in terms of like suspension, or I was most like curious to see if the suspension was in good shape and how the car behaved over the bumps and potholes. I'm not hearing any clunking noise, any rattles. It's pretty much the same as mine. So and I know my car is in good shape, so that means that this car is also in a very great shape. The car feels great, and you know, it's just another reminder to us guys, like how well the build quality of the interior is. Yeah. There is no rattles or squeaking inside. Every panel I can touch and feel is very sturdy, and you know, nothing moves, nothing shakes. And I hate when there are like squeaks or rattles in the interior of the car. That would drive me nuts. All right, let's put the car in sport mode for a second and see if this engine has all of its horsepowers yet. Oh yeah. Yep, it does. I don't think it's lost any of its 507 horsepower and is pulling like a train. You know, like I've said in my previous videos, the transmission in this car is adaptive, so it gets like, it learns your driving style and it adapts to it. And I think the owner is, you know, very low obedient person, because I could feel that for a second. The transmission was adapted to very like comfortable and smooth driving, and when I hit it, it hesitated for half a second. But now that I've done it, it's, you know, it's holding you can see it's holding the RPMs, and it's reacting to my throttle inputs immediately. All right, tell me like, what do you like about this car in terms of like, you know, driving it? What do you like the most, and what is that you wish was different?
So I really like the exhaust. And the power of this car. You know, this car is sleeper, has almost the same look as the 350, something that I don't really like. How you mentioned in one of your videos. You know,
So you like that it's a slipper, or you don't like?
No, I like that it's a slipper, but I would like that this car will be more aggressive.
More aggressive.
I mean, I'm talking about the body kits.
Yep.
But I'm good. I love the sound of my exhaust. But I can tell you how I say before early in the video. In Germany, like you guys know, on the Autobahn, you can drive really fast. So here, this car, in 5 seconds, you are breaking the law.
Yes.
So
I think that the speed limit, which is 65, at least in our state, needs to change. Like 65 was true 70 years ago, and it's still 65 nowadays, but the cars have gone so much, right, in terms of technology. 35, 40 years ago, if you were to go 75, 80 on a highway, you would be like really scared. You would be feeling like you were going too fast and you were going to crash. And nowadays, cruising 80 feels like nothing. And in my mind, if this speed limit, if the cars have advanced so much in terms of technology, electronic stability programs, then the speed limits on the highways should be adjusted accordingly. Unfortunately, that's not the case here. And a fun fact, Top Gear, the old Top Gear crew with Jeremy Clarkson, they looked at the statistics, and turns out that in the countries with stricter speed limits, there are actually more accidents than on the Autobahn in Germany. So there is no like a real correlation between speed limit and the number of accidents that happen on highways. So I think like the 65 is just a legacy thing. You know, another thing I like about this car is that it's an ultimate cruiser. You don't have to drive like a maniac. You know, this car does not make you doesn't entice you to go faster. It doesn't like make you like go like a maniac all the time. It is, you know, if you want to, you can just like drive like a normal human being, and the transmission will rush to the 7th gear, like I can show right now. For example, we are going 60 something, and transmission is at the highest gear, and you are cruising over the on the highway over the potholes and stuff. And in terms of MPG, you know, I just reset it earlier, and it's showing 17.8 at the moment and growing. The best I could get in my car once I was going 65 on a cruise control, and I was getting like 25 or 24 something, which amazed me. But I don't get that usually, because I don't go 60 on a cruise control. I go just a little bit more than that. Even then, I managed like to average city and highway combined. I managed to average about 19 or 18 for 6.2 liter engine that produces so much horsepower and torque. I think that's pretty impressive. The way to enjoy this car fully and like experience its full potential is by putting the transmission in manual mode. That's when, you know, it won't upshift for you, it won't downshift, it keeps the gear, and you can have a lot of fun. But to your point that you made earlier, you will find yourself going well over speed limit in just a couple of seconds.
Yes, sir. But you don't want to beat up this car.
No, you don't. Although I would recommend occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally let it scream, so that, you know, gears inside the transmission and inside the engine move, and they get lubricated a little better.
Okay.
Speaking of lubrication, it's very important in these engines to check the oil level as often as you can. They are very sensitive to oil level. I would always keep them near the max, because of this is a V8 engine, 90 degrees V8 engine, right? So the top camshafts, they don't get enough lubrication when you just turn the car on, and you know the oil pressure has to build up in order to get there. So if you don't have enough oil in the engine, it's gonna take longer for the oil to get up and to build pressure. So you definitely never like want to go above the maximum level. that's also too bad. But I would recommend like keeping it close to the maximum, and checking oil level as frequently as you can. There's a little tunnel in front of us, so let's rev it up a little. Just listen to that beautiful exhaust sound for a second. It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, congratulations again, really. The car's in good shape. You know, brakes, acceleration, suspension. As someone who's had this car for a little longer than you, you know, I had mine for 2 years. Like, you know, I can. Sorry, this is just. This is hard to resist. Yeah, it's in great shape, and I think you've got a good car. All right, Amaris, thank you so much for hitting me up on Instagram and, you know, bringing your car today for a test drive. It was an awesome day. I enjoyed it, and like I said, you've got a great car. I hope it puts a lot of smiles on your face and just keeps you, you know, bringing pleasure to your life. Enjoy, it's amazing. And if you guys are also happen to be from Massachusetts, and if you have a cool car, or any car for that matter, that you want me to review and you want to participate in the video, send me an email at AccentOnCars@gmail.com. You're gonna see the email on the screen as well, and I look forward to your emails. Thank you again.
Thank you, Elvin, for the invitation. And you guys, you know, this is a great car, so if you have the opportunity to get it, just get it. Don't think about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks so much. Bye.